Hello, good morning. I hope that everybody is well and that you've had a good week. It seems like a long time since I sat down to record a video, and that's probably because I didn't film one last Sunday, because the Thursday before that Sue and I had sat down to record a video about this sampler, Mary Georgina Ramage. She's such a pretty sampler, so colourful. I know, because I've heard from many of you, that you really enjoyed listening to Sue talk, and Sue and I plan to do a lot more videos together. Sue lives very close to me, we spend a lot of time together, and it'll be great fun having Sue to sort of share my love of needlework with. It was so frustrating that when Sue moved down in November, that lockdown sort of stopped us getting together to do a lot of needlework related things. But now, you know, we're double vaccinated, restrictions are being lifted all the time so that we can get together and share our love of needlework and share that with you as well. A lot of the emails that we've received about Mary are from needleworkers that are excited to be able to stitch a sampler that they can gift to their husband. And this sampler is great for two reasons for doing that. Is one, that it says that every man's home is his castle, but also the fact that it's a temperance sampler and has a warning about alcoholic drinks. It's a great one to hang next to a wine rack, or if you have a bar in your home, or a man cave where men hang out, you know, to put this sampler. We can't wait to see some of these being finished. It's lovely seeing a sampler being finished that you've reproduced. We've been seeing a lot of Harriet Goddard's being stitched, and I've recently seen two finishes of Harriet Goddard as well. This is a fabulous little sampler. The model was stitched by Linda Clues, and Linda really enjoyed working on Harriet. And Harriet's not a very long stitch at all. This is something that's very easily achievable. This week we actually received the 4th print run of Harriet. My printer wants to know what we've been doing with them all. But, you know, needleworkers love Harriet, and thank you very much for that. I think that you will have a lovely sampler to add to your sampler wall when you stitch this little sampler. Now, talking of stitching, I haven't done a lot of stitching since I last showed you my current project. Life gets in the way. This week that's just passed, it was golf week at my husband's golf club, so because he's involved with the committee, he was at the golf club an awful lot, working and playing golf. So I took advantage of the week to do some things with friends. I had a wonderful day in Truro where we had some retail therapy and lunch. I hadn't been to Truro since January 2020 because of COVID, and I also got in some really good walks with the dogs. I had planned today and tomorrow to get some really good walks in because my husband's away with some friends playing golf today and tomorrow. I'm a golf widow. But unfortunately, those plans have been scuppered. We were tomorrow going to walk to the top of Brown Willy, which is the highest point in Cornwall. We had planned a really big walk with the dogs, taking in the 2 highest peaks in Cornwall. But unfortunately, on Friday morning, Hugo started to cough, and by the early hours of Saturday morning, Bertie Boo had started to cough. And this cough is a terrible hacking cough. They both have kennel cough. I don't know where they have picked it up, because I'm not aware that we've been in contact with any coughing dogs, but in all the walking we did in the week, maybe they shared or they drank from a communal water bowl at one of our stopping places that an infected dog had drunk at. Anyway, we're not going to pass it on. We are confined to quarters until they're no longer contagious. I feel so sorry for both of them, and they look at me with these eyes, you know, Mummy, do something. It's not nice when your dogs aren't well, but you know, I'm hoping that they're going to be on the mend soon. They haven't lost their appetite, so they're having something really nice for lunch today to sort of make up for no walks and all the coughing. Now, the little bit of stitching I have got in has seen my model grow, but grows slowly. I think possibly the last time I showed Mary, I had stitched the poinsettia border. I need to stitch a motif here and here. This owl needs to be stitched there, and then the bottom section will be complete. And this little girl, she really packed in a lot into this little sampler. And I do like it when you have linen that's really well covered. I think it's a sign that the little girl took pride in her work, she was diligent, she was industrious, and that she was enjoying stitching her sampler. You know, when they cram as much in as they can, I think it does indicate all of those things. And you can always feel their joy in their work as you're charting it and stitching it. I think when I showed her before, I said that, oh, actually, do you know what? There may have been a little bit in the bottom. I can't remember. But anyway, when I showed her last, I did say that I had to chart some more to be able to stitch some more. Well, this is fully charted now. I've actually done quite a bit of charting. Do you remember I showed a very wide, short sampler that was from Italy? It was a red sampler. That's completely charted. The supplies are with the model stitcher, and it's the contented stitcher that's going to be stitching Maria. And I know there's many of you that are very excited about that sampler, and the contented stitcher is a very quick model stitcher, so I think that will probably be done quite quickly, and we will try and release that one for you. I've also completed another sampler which is really, really interested. I've shown it to some friends, and everyone has been really, really excited about the sampler. So that I will I've completely charted it. I've just got to refine the colours, and I'm just waiting for the right type of light, and today is not the right day for that, to finalise that one. It's always exciting when you give birth to a new design and then you start to see it being stitched. What else has happened this week? Well, I've been very, very good. I have not been buying needlework goodies or gadgets, but I have been buying some antique samplers, and this sampler arrived in the week. It was stitched by Frances Bingley when she was 12 in 1844. Now, the moment I saw this sampler, I knew it was one that I wanted to reproduce. So I didn't really think about it, I just bought it. So I haven't researched her. But I am 99% certain that this sampler would have been stitched in Sheffield. The Tree of Knowledge is very distinctive, and this style of Tree of Knowledge is found on Sheffield samplers. You'll see this tree in Elizabeth Furness, which was a sampler that we reproduced in the first year of Hands Across the Sea sample. It's one of our very early samplers. The model was stitched by Boomer, and it is a very beautiful sampler, and it's a continually popular sampler. I would be very surprised if this was not a Sheffield sampler. I love the verse, which is "Lead to pastures fair and green, where thy lovely face is seen. Bid us to the fountain go, where the living waters flow." You've got the cherubs, you've got the sheep, you've got this beautiful strawberry border, and you've got these splashes of red throughout the sampler. Ticks all my boxes. Looking forward to sitting down and studying this sampler, researching it and charting it. Okay, so what else have we got to talk about? Well, a little while ago, I made a promise to you that we would revisit our portfolio, and we would bring out printed booklets for the PDF releases that we did in lockdown, and that we would revisit our printed booklets and make them available in a PDF format. So in June, we've done that for 2 samplers. Emily Ann Foster was released as a PDF download, but she is now available as a printed booklet as well. This is a very pretty sampler. Jean Lee recently posted her completed Emily, and that now hangs in the Attic Needleworks. Jean thoroughly enjoyed stitching this little sampler. Very, very pretty. Red is a fabulous colour to work with. So anyway, Emily, her little booklets, they are with our distributors, and they're available on our website. So if you're interested in this little booklet, you can purchase her through our website or from needlework stores throughout the world. So the sampler that had been released in booklet format that we have just brought out as a PDF is Louisa Collymore. So it's this little sampler. This is a small Bristol orphanage sampler. It was the first Bristol that Hands Across the Sea samplers released. So, if you want the PDF, it is now available on our website, and of course the booklet remains available if you prefer the printed booklet format. Okay, so what else have we got here? Eliza Martha Linfoot, which is the stitch along that's going to follow on from Jane Fiddis. Isn't that a pretty sampler? We're almost in July, and if you wish to purchase the kit on Eliza, do so in the month of July, or before the month of July is out, I should say, because if you purchase her today up to the 31st of July, there is a discount available from the participating stores in the stitch along, and that is a stitching time in Tasmania, traditional stitches in Canada, and the Attic Needleworks and Needle in a Haystack in the United States. Those are the 4 stores that have joined Hands Across the Sea samplers in sponsoring this stitch along. You can buy the booklet from Hands Across the Sea samplers, or you can buy the entire kit from the stores and take advantage of that discount. You can still buy the chart or just the linen or just the threads as well from those stores, but if you buy the complete kit, you get that discount, and every little bit helps. beautiful sampler, and I'm very excited about releasing or starting to ship these booklets out so that you can stitch this sampler. It is divine, really, really is. Okay, so on Wednesday, look out on our Instagram page or our Facebook page, because we have a new release. And this release, I know there are countless stitches waiting for. It's a big sampler. It's in our traditional format. It's flamboyant. It's unique. Fabulous colours. And you are really, really going to enjoy stitching the sampler. It's cross stitch over 2 with just a little bit of satin stitch in. You're going to love it. I'll talk about the sampler in next weekend's video, but it will be available from Wednesday. What else? What else? There is something else I want to talk about, but what it is, I can't think. No, I know. It's this little sampler. Now, this little sampler is not releasing at the moment, but so many of you spotted this sampler when I shared a photograph of a photo shoot in progress. And I've had so many emails about this sampler. When is it going to be released? Well, Annie Bayliss, who people are calling God Save the Queen, we had intended to release this sampler in June of next year to celebrate our Queen's platinum anniversary. 70 years on the throne, that is such an achievement. And we have so much respect and love for the Queen that we wanted to mark her platinum anniversary in some way. And when I responded to one of the emails saying that we were intending to release this in June of next year and explaining why, the needleworker pointed out to us that this year leading up to June 2022 is actually the Queen's 70th year on the throne. And I suppose that is correct, because if you were like 3 months old, you are in your first year, I suppose, of your life. So it's the 70th anniversary. It's a funny thing. There's 2 ways of looking at it. Do you think we should release this now so that you can stitch it in the lead up to the 70th anniversary, or do you think we ought to release it on the 70th anniversary? That's this week's question for you. In the video before I did with Sue, I asked you about how you felt about spiral bound larger booklets. The overwhelming response was that you prefer our booklets as they are, but lots of you suggested if we did spiral bind our large booklets for the centrefold to have a pull-out page. So I went to our printers and I asked about that, but the cost of doing that was ridiculous. It really, really was. And it was because it's something that's not done or can't be done sort of, it can't be automated. It's involving, it's labour intensive, so the cost was just too expensive to do, but it was a jolly good idea, and I wish that that was possible. So for now, we're going to stick to our traditional way of producing the larger booklets. It'll only be the smaller booklets that will be spiral bound. I'm really grateful for everybody who took the time and trouble to give their views. It was appreciated. Anyway, I think the time has come to wrap up this weekend's video. Sue can't be with me on the next video because she's actually away at the moment, but as soon as she's back, we do intend to do another video, and Sue's going to talk to us about her portfolio of work, and she's going to show the samplers that she's stitched. It's always such fun looking at other people's work. Anyway, have a good week, stay well, stay safe, bye-bye.